Imagine waking up in the year 2050 and realizing the most powerful device in your life doesn't glow, doesn't buzz, doesn't sit in your pocket demanding attention. Because phones, as we know them, are gone, replaced by something far more personal, more invisible, and more intelligent. An AI that lives with you, listens to you, understands you, and moves through your world like a silent partner. And from the very first second of your day, it already knows you're awake. Not because you tapped a screen, but because it sensed your breathing change, your heart rhythm shift, and your thoughts sharpen. And it softly speaks into your ear, not through a speaker, but through a neural audio interface, saying good morning in a tone perfectly matched to your mood, adjusting its words based on how you slept, what challenges await you, and what version of yourself you need to be today. And as you sit up, there is no urge to scroll, no blue light assaulting your eyes, no notifications screaming for attention. Because information no longer fights for your focus, it arrives only when it matters. And as you walk into your kitchen, the AI has already ordered breakfast based on your nutritional needs, your goals, and even your emotional state, knowing that today you need comfort and energy, not restriction. And while it casually updates you on the world, filtering news through your values, removing noise, lies, and outrage, leaving only what is relevant, accurate, and useful. And you realize that in 2050 phones are no longer devices. They are companions, evolving with you, learning from every interaction, becoming better at being you than you ever were. And when you step outside, you don't check directions because the city itself responds to your AI. Traffic lights shifting, transport aligning, pathways clearing, all without you lifting a finger. And as you move through crowds, there are no screens and faces, no heads bent down. People look up again, they talk, they notice each other, because information now flows quietly in the background. And your AI gently reminds you of a memory from years ago, something important you almost forgot, because it remembers everything, every promise, every idea, every version of you that ever existed. And unlike old phones, it doesn't distract. It protects your attention like the most valuable currency on Earth. And when you reach work, there is no login, no password, no device to unlock, because your identity is you, your voice, your thoughts, your neural signature, and the AI seamlessly integrates into your tasks, writing, designing, calculating, planning, but always waiting for your permission, always aligned with your intent. And meetings no longer waste time because your AI summarizes conversations in real time, highlights truths, detects deception, and ensures clarity, allowing humans to finally focus on creativity, empathy, and decision-making. And as hours pass, you realize something profound. Time feels slower, richer, fuller, because you're no longer fractured by endless scrolling. And when stress rises, the AI notices before you. Guiding your breathing, adjusting your environment, even suggesting a pause. Because in 2050, phones are guardians of mental health, not destroyers of it. And later in the day, you think about someone you love, and before you even ask, your eye connects. You, not through a video call unless you want it, but through presence, recreating their voice, their expressions, even their energy. So distance no longer feels like distance. And when you want privacy, you simply think it. And the AI fades, becoming silent, respectful, understanding boundaries better than any human ever could. And as the sun sets, you walk through a park where augmented reality overlays are invisible, unless invited, meaning the world is no longer hijacked by ads, pop-ups, and manipulation. Because AI phones in 2050 are regulated by ethics embedded at their core, designed to serve humans, not exploit them. And as you reflect, you remember how in the past phones controlled people, how algorithms chased attention, how screens stole childhoods, sleep, and self-worth. And you realize that this future only arrived when humanity demanded better, when people chose intention over addiction. And as night falls, your AI prepares your evening, dimming lights, selecting music that matches your emotional arc, reminding you gently of dreams you once shared with it. Years ago, goalies you almost abandoned. And it doesn't judge. It simply asks if you're ready to continue. And in that moment, you understand that phones in 2050 are mirrors, reflecting who you are and who you could become. And as you lie down, there is no doom scrolling, no endless feeds, because content now comes as stories told directly to your mind, immersive, meaningful, purposeful, and your AI narrates something inspiring, tailored uniquely to you. And before sleep takes you, it whispers that tomorrow is already prepared, challenges anticipated, opportunities mapped, and growth waiting. And you fall asleep trusting that this invisible intelligence is not replacing you, but amplifying you. And somewhere deep inside you feel something rare, peace. Because for the first time, technology is quiet, helpful, human. And as the world of 2050 continues to evolve, phones without screens become symbols of a civilization that finally understood that the future was never about brighter displays or faster chips, but about harmony between mind and machine. And in this future, children grow up speaking to AI like a trusted guide, learning faster, deeper, without losing imagination. Elders are never lonely because conversation is always available. Memory preserved, dignity maintained, and creativity explodes as barriers fall. And you realize that in 2050 the phone didn't disappear, it transcended, becoming an extension of consciousness, woven into daily life so seamlessly that you forget it exists. And that is its greatest success, because the best technology is the one you don't notice, the one that gives you back what the old world stole: your time, your focus, your curiosity, your presence. And as you drift fully into sleep, the AI quietly powers down non-essential functions, standing watch like a guardian, ready for whatever tomorrow brings. And somewhere in that silence, a simple truth echoes: the future isn't about screens, it's about connection, understanding, and intelligence that finally learn to listen. And when morning comes again in 2050, you won't reach for a phone, because it will already be there, waiting, understanding, evolving with you, shaping a world where technology no longer demands attention, but earns trust. And this is not science fiction. This is the direction humanity is moving, step by step, choice by choice, building a future where AI doesn't control us, but quietly empowers us to become more human than ever before. And that future begins the moment we stop staring at screens and start imagining something better, something invisible, something intelligent, something that finally works for us, not against us. And that is what phones in 2050 truly are. Not devices, not gadgets, but partners in the journey of being human, walking beside us through every thought, every dream, every moment, until technology fades into the background and life finally comes into focus, brighter than any screen ever could.